This is the Mistress Carrie Situation Report for May 2nd, 2025. New releases out today, the country EP from Hardy, Pink Floyd releasing the newly remastered soundtrack to their live concert film At Pompeii, and Puddle of Mudd releasing Kiss the Machine. Tickets go on sale today for Bryan Adams' Roll with the Punches tour with Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo, October 25th at the Mohegan Sun Arena in Uncasville, Connecticut, and October 26th at the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. Yesterday, Green Day received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Actor and producer Ryan Reynolds spoke at the event that was streamed online. Green Day's star is located at 6212 Hollywood Boulevard near Amoeba Music. It's the 2,810th star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The producer of the Walk of Fame said Green Day's music has not only inspired generations, but also has served as the soundtrack to our lives. More than a year after receiving final approval from local officials, a bronze statue immortalizing Lemmy from Motorhead will finally be erected at the Lemmy Forever Stoke-on-Trent ceremony set to take place at the center of Lemmy's hometown of Burslem, England. The result of a crowdfunding effort that helped cover the roughly $63,000 cost, the bronze sculpture stands nearly 7.5 feet tall, atop a nearly 10-foot plinth made to look like an overhanging stage. Motorhead's logo, along with details about Lemmy fashioned on its face, the sculpture will be placed outside the town's marketplace. Set to take place next Friday at 4 p.m., the ceremony will feature Motorhead guitarist Phil Campbell placing some of Lemmy's ashes into the statue sculpted by local artist Andy Edwards. The ashes will be escorted to the site by a biker's corteo who will provide a 21 rev salute to honor the late musician. Lemmy's good friend Ozzy Osbourne says that he will do the best he can as he plays his final gig this summer. The Prince of Darkness announced his last ever performance on February 5th, revealing that original members of Black Sabbath are reuniting for the first time in 20 years for the show. Back to the Beginning is set to take place July 5th at Villa Park in Birmingham, England. The show will be a host of metal bands Sabbath-inspired, including Metallica, Slayer, Lamb of God, Mastodon, Pantera, and Anthrax. Ozzy, who hasn't played a full show since late 2018 before undergoing extensive spinal surgery and revealing that he had been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. He told The Guardian about the upcoming concert, "I'll be there and I'll do the best I can, so all I can do is turn up." He also said the Black Sabbath reunion concert was conceived by his wife and manager Sharon as, quote, "something to give me a reason to get up in the morning. I do weights, bike riding. I've got a guy living at my house who's working with me. It's tough. I've been laid up for such a long time. I've been lying on my back doing nothing. And the first thing to go is your strength. It's like starting all over again. I got a vocal coach coming around 4 days a week to keep my voice going. I have problems walking, and I also get blood pressure issues from blood clots in my legs." He said, "We're only playing a couple of songs each. I don't want people thinking they're getting ripped off because it's just going to be, a sample. So you're going to get a few songs each by Ozzy and Sabbath." Live Aid is set to celebrate its 40th anniversary with the release of the original cast album for Just for One Day, the Live Aid musical, along with a special performance and night of BBC shows. Held on July 13th, 1985 in London and Philadelphia, the star-studded Live Aid concerts helped to raise global awareness of famine relief, attracting 1.9 billion viewers across 150 countries and raising over $125 million in donations. Fieldy has said in a recent interview that he isn't going back to Korn anytime soon, but he also doesn't seem to be strictly ruling it out either. Fieldy stepped down from Korn in 2021 and was replaced by bassist Rod Diaz. Fieldy did record bass on the band's 2022 album, Requiem. Fieldy also said that he hasn't talked to his bandmates since 2019, saying, quote, "They're trucking, they're a machine, they're going, it's insane, and it's dope that they can keep doing that. It's cool to see them going on, but I just need to chill. Now, in a new interview on the Dr. Green Thumb show, Fieldy was asked by a fan. He said, "I won't be playing any shows, but we'll see what tomorrow brings. You never know, but for now, no, I've got plenty to do." Wolfgang Van Halen appears to have dropped the WVH from the band's name, Mammoth, and are back with a new single, their first since 2023's Mammoth 2 album. The End is a new single that was released yesterday, and the official video is also on their official YouTube channel. Wolfgang saying, "I've had the tapping idea on the intro for The End since before Mammoth. I was able to fit into this world. It's still over the top and shreddy, but it's also melodic and controlled. Overall, I was doing some different things on the record, and I knew this was going to be a big step. Once we finished The End, it felt really special to me." The video has the band performing in a bar reminiscent of the titty twister in Robert Rodriguez's classic horror film Dusk Till Dawn. They're greeted by Danny Trejo. Cameo appearances in the video include Wolfgang's mother, Valerie Bertinelli, Guns N' Roses guitarist Slash, Alter Bridge frontman Miles Kennedy, and a troupe of zombie flesh eaters who clearly are hungry. Miles Kennedy is set to support Mammoth on the End tour, which kicks off at the end of October. Dates have been released, nothing scheduled in New England as of yet. Brian Montana, the original guitarist for the classic death metal band Possessed, was killed in a police shootout in San Francisco earlier this week. According to the Daily Journal, Montana was involved in a dispute with his neighbor in South San Francisco on Monday. Authorities said it started because Montana was bothered by his neighbor's tree branches and leaves falling in his yard. The police were dispatched when they received reports that Montana threatened his neighbor with a gun. By the time they arrived, the situation had escalated, and Montana was firing multiple guns at the neighbor's home, prompting them to call for backup. Montana then fired at police from his driveway, seeking cover behind vehicles and landscaping, but was ultimately shot dead at the scene. He was 60 years old. The neighbor was taken to the hospital after sustaining a graze wound in the shootout. Sammy Hagar has once again clarified his recent comments about no longer wanting to spend any time on the road. Referencing his Las Vegas residency, the Best of All Worlds tour, The Residency, which kicked off this week at Dolby Live, the 77-year-old former Van Halen and Montrose frontman. "I used to not feel like it in Van Halen when we used to play 4 nights in New York, 4 nights in Detroit, 4 nights in Chicago, 4 nights in San Francisco, and 4 nights in LA. I used to think, God, I hate this because I feel so, we did that last night, man. Even my clothes, oh, I wore that last night, even though it had been dry cleaned. I can't wear it tonight, so let's put something else on me. I'm a spontaneous guy. I don't like to do the same show every night." He said, "I'm hoping that I love this residency so we can do more, so we don't have to move every day, and I'll have time to work out a couple of new songs in the show every night, like change a song here or there, because you can't do that on tour. You're packing your bags, you're getting on a plane, you're getting in a car, you're trying to get something to eat, you're trying to get some sleep. I'm really looking forward to this being the secret for me being able to continue to do this." And that's your sit rep. For more details on all of the stories, check the links in the show notes of this episode. And don't forget to like, follow, share, and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Episode 256, featuring Johnny 3 Tears from Hollywood Undead, is available now.